While a bunch of other cities are stuck with big problems, Charlotte's setting itself up to be one of the strongest cities in the Southeast over the next decade. I've been here most of my life, and the crazy growth that Charlotte has seen is something that people have never seen before, and it's wild. So today I'm going to show you 5 reasons why Charlotte's going to crush it over the next 10 years. And stick around to the end because I'm going to tell you what that means for real estate. So let's get into it. First, let's start with the population growth, because this is where Charlotte's pulling way ahead of these other cities. Charlotte ranks 6th nationally in population growth between July 2023 and July 2024 by adding 23,423 residents. And between April 2020 and July 2024, it rose to 4th nationally, adding 68,789 people. And all of this growth creates this self-feeding momentum cycle. More people equals more businesses, equals more jobs, equals attracts more people. And wait until I show you how this population boom is creating thousands of new jobs and what it means for real estate later in this video. The data shows acceleration, not slowdown. This represents skilled, educated migration, choosing Charlotte strategically, young professionals relocating for career advancement opportunities, and corporate relocation, which bring entire workforces to the region. This population growth creates immediate demand across all service industries, and the migration patterns show long-term settlement intentions versus temporary moves. And the fact that this growth rate is sustaining and increasing indicates continued attraction factors. And that takes us right to the foundation that's driving all this growth. It's Charlotte's super strong spot in an industry that most people don't even realize is about to blow up even bigger. But before we get to Charlotte's financial powerhouse status, make sure you hit that subscribe button now. Look, I get it. Everyone asks you to subscribe, but if you're serious about real estate in Charlotte, this channel gives you insider information that other people don't share. All right, now let's jump into Charlotte's financial services dominance, because that's the money engine that drives everything else we're going to talk about. First of all, the financial sector shows diversity: commercial banking, investment services, wealth management, fintech, financial technology development. Charlotte's home to Bank of America's global headquarters, Truist Financial, and Wells Fargo's East Coast operation. It is the second biggest banking center in the US, behind only New York City, and estimates show over 104,000 finance jobs in the metro area. Financial services employment growth is outpacing the national average by about 3.5x. Now, here's something that's going to shock you. Charlotte's about to turn into a tech hub that's going to rival Austin, Texas, and I'll show you how in just a few minutes. These high-paying careers support a broader economic ecosystem. Financial institutions are driving innovation in payment processing and digital banking. The corporate headquarters effect brings executive-level talent and decision-making power to the region, and the bank sector attracts related professional services and consultancy firms. Banking concentration creates networking opportunities and career advancement pathways for entry-level jobs to become more than that, and the financial services stability provides economic resilience even during market downturns. But here's the deal. The economic foundation is exactly why Charlotte can take on these huge infrastructure projects that I'm going to show you right now. This is where the city of Charlotte is making moves that are about to change everything about how people live and work here. The Center City Transportation Plan and 2025 Transit System Plan support uptown employment growth, going from about 55,000 jobs to about 95,000 jobs by 2030, which is a 73% increase. And wait till you see what this infrastructure boom means to real estate values, because this is what everybody wants to know. And we'll get to that in a few minutes. Supporting uptown growth will provide 24-hour live-work environments for young professionals. Charlotte covers about 307 square miles, which is 3 times the footprint of Seattle. Infrastructure unlocks previously underutilized development potential. Transportation investments are reducing commute times and traffic congestion, and public transit expansion is making car-free living a more viable option for people. Infrastructure projects are creating thousands of construction and engineering jobs, and transit-oriented development encourages mixed-use neighborhood growth. The regional connectivity that's attracting businesses needs logistics and transportation access, which Charlotte really has. Now, the infrastructure foundation is setting up the perfect conditions for Charlotte's next big growth driver: And that's something that's going to surprise a lot of people who still think the city is just a banking town. But here's the thing. Charlotte's quietly building one of the strongest tech scenes in the Southeast. While everybody's talking about Miami and Austin, Charlotte's making moves that are going to shock the tech world. University of North Carolina at Charlotte's research expenditures have surged 87% since 2012, placing them in the top third of all U.S. colleges and universities for fiscal research expenditures. They're specifically focused in areas of AI, cybersecurity, and bioinformatics. The College of Computing and Informatics ranks 39th nationally for computer science research spending. And Charlotte has been designated as a top 10 tech town, and it's created this pipeline. It attracts talent, which attracts innovation, which attracts entrepreneurship, which attracts corporate partnerships. And the tech development complements existing strength. Banking, healthcare, energy, logistics, which are typically more sustainable than single sector tech cities. University and industry collaboration have fostered this cool startup ecosystem, and research facilities are attracting major tech companies to establish regional offices. Graduation retention keeps tech talent in the local marketplace, and these turn into technology incubators and accelerators, which support new business development. Okay, so let's look at the long-term economic forecast so you can see how all these factors come together to create something that we've never seen in the Southeast. Current projections for Mecklenburg County population growth between 2010 and 2040 add about 572,000 residents and about 390,000 jobs. Charlotte's capturing about 43% of the regional employment growth across a multi-state region, with an annual growth rate of about 1.5% for jobs and 1.6% for population. And as I mentioned earlier, there's economic diversity across multiple sectors. Financial services, technology, healthcare, energy, logistics are all included in this. Multiple independent analyses show consistent growth patterns, and infrastructure and industry developments are supporting these forecasts. Economic resilience through diversification and business-friendly environment attract corporate relocations and company expansion. All of this is creating this regional position as a Southeast hub for distribution and logistics. The healthcare sector has expanded exponentially over the years, supporting an aging population demographic. Energy sector development, including renewable and traditional sources, are also a factor, and economic development incentives are drawing in new industries and employers. All right, now it's time to talk about what everybody came here for. What does this mean for real estate? Everything we've talked about turns into real estate opportunities that smart investors are already taking advantage of. If you get what I'm about to show you, you'll be ahead of about 95% of the market. Charlotte has an annual population growth of about 23,423, which equals an immediate housing demand. And there's been this demand-supply imbalance in neighborhoods near employment and transportation hubs. Transit corridor property appreciation has either already happened or is coming soon. Charlotte's economic diversity supports property values across multiple income sources, meaning starter homes are appreciating, move-up homes are appreciating, and the 55 and older neighborhoods are appreciating. It's still accessible compared to similar growth markets. Think Austin, Denver, Nashville. University of North Carolina, Charlotte area, and tech employment centers are creating new opportunities. Smart money is already targeting these transit-adjacent properties and tech sector neighborhoods and downtown accessible areas. And there's still a window of opportunity before infrastructure is completed and the market gets this full recognition. New construction activity is increasing across all price points, and home ownership rates support long-term market stability. There's also a ton of investment opportunity with both local and out-of-state buyers, and the development pressure is creating opportunities in these previously overlooked neighborhoods. But here's the deal, this window of opportunity is starting to close. Market timing favors early movers before broad recognition, and it feels like we're starting to get there. Here's the bottom line. Over the next decade, Charlotte's set to become one of the Southeast's biggest economic centers, thanks to fast population growth, top financial services, major transportation projects, cutting-edge technology, and steady economic expansion. This is real infrastructure-backed growth that's already happening. And if you're thinking about making a move, investing, or starting a business, now's the time before the broader market catches on. Send us an email to info@jwhitegroup.com and let's talk about your needs today. Charlotte is a very exciting place to be, and you should be a part of it. Before you go, check out our next video linked right here, where we'll break down the top suburbs of Charlotte that are booming in 2025. And trust me, some of these spots are going to surprise you and should definitely be on your radar. We'll see you there.